music was a big part of Living Single.
Yeah, we had awesome music. It's part of the DNA of the show.
Yeah. And Yvette Lee Bowser's working title, My Girls, is a nod to the Temptations, My Girls. Iconic, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Okay.
What is your favorite music moment from our show?
That's easy, hands down. My Funny Valentine.
Yes.
Go on some T.C. Carson.
Yeah.
My God. That performance is iconic. And I get stopped a lot on the street. Our friends, they want to stop and imitate him. And I get a little teary-eyed, get a little pang thinking about it because I love it so much. I love, yeah.
Oh, well, let me help you out a little bit. My Funny Valentine.
Not quite the same, but
sweet comic Valentine.
You make me smile within my heart. Oh, your looks are laughable. Unphotographed. Yes.
You demon.
My favorite word of all is your
Come to
figure.
mama.
Less than Greek.
More.
Is your mouth.
With tongue.
Get a room. Get a room.
I need a seat. Because
sit and stay a while. Sit and stay a while. Yeah.
Gotta probably get a chair. What's up, baby?
Welcome to Reliving Single, the official, unofficial Living Single rewatch podcast. And today's episode is all about the music. We're diving into the iconic jams, the guest stars, the soundtrack moments that made Living Single shine.
Yes, and we have a wonderful guest here, a guest host to help us.
Yeah.
Yes, the fine, the dapper, the beautiful, the iconic T.C. Carson.
What's going on, love?
Maybe I'm having a moment. Max and Kyle back together again.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. Welcome.
It's so good to see y'all. You look so beautiful, and the show is wonderful. It really is wonderful. It makes me smile.
Thank you.
Makes me smile.
Oh, good.
Thank
That's
you.
good. Thank you for being here. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Thank you for having me.
We live to impress you.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Well, but
Good times.
what's great is I'm going to say this with no ego. It's not hard to impress you. You already love us,
You
and
do.
we felt
I
the
do.
love for a long
I do.
from the very beginning.
Well, I'm an only child, so you all are my sisters.
Oh,
I love it. Everyone was interested in, I think, how we got started. And so we'd love to hear your origin story about the audition or what got you, before you became Kyle, what brought you to that?
I actually had sent in a tape for Living Single, and then they said no. And then they flew me out.
What?
Well, I said no. I think I got here on a Monday. I did a screen test on Tuesday, and I do believe we went to work on Wednesday.
Wait. So they said no. How much time between the no and we're flying you out?
Couple of months.
I didn't know this.
If I remember correctly, yeah, it was about a month or so.
So how did you feel when they came back and said, by the way, we'd like to fly you out for a screen test?
Yay.
I loved also that you say that they turned you down, but then they flew you out. And then what happened when they told you you got it? Like, when did you know?
That day after the last audition.
That's right.
I was sitting in the office with the agents, and they called, and he looked at me, he said, well, looks like you're going to be on TV.
Wow.
Wow. First person I called was my mom.
Okay.
Called my
Miss
mom.
Annie.
Called Miss
Miss
Annie.
Annie.
Yeah, she was just screaming and hollering on the phone. She was so happy.
What did you think of the show?
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it?
I think I may have watched the first 2 or 3 episodes, and then I didn't watch again until I was off the show.
And I
Really?
didn't really watch the show either. I mean, that was just my training, though. And
Yeah,
totally, I didn't want to see myself so I could.
make a comment on my acting.
Exactly.
So I didn't
Why would
watch
I
it.
make my hair braiders sit and watch the episode? I would schedule my touch-ups so that I could watch the show. I wanted to see what they had put together, what they had edited together. So I would say I made them. Hopefully they enjoyed it, but I made sure that I watched the show.
I watch it now. It comes on in the morning on Bounce, and it's part of my morning coffee and my morning workout. So I get a chance to see you all again and episodes I hadn't seen,
Okay.
and it makes me laugh.
Nice.
You're funny as hell.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are, where's the camera? Whatever. People don't know. This one right here, her and John Hinton,
Yeah. Magical.
priceless.
Thank you.
Priceless. So much stuff you never saw.
Beautiful.
That's the best thing about seeing it and rewatching it. You actually get to admire your castmates and the
Yeah.
people that you admire because we love each other. But then to sort of see the crafts and it's really a beautiful dance. And
And to see the
he is right.
growth.
She's brilliant.
To see the growth from
Yeah.
the
That's
first
right.
episode to toward the end, like people's characters really morphed into who they were, and it was really beautiful to watch the change.
This is precisely why I watched it. I was watching it so that I could see what we were doing. So I loved it.
So you have to know you're breaking the internet by being here. Everybody's been talking about wait till T.C. Carson comes on Reliving Singles. This is a big deal. And this particular show, we thought that we'd honor you with talking about the music. The brilliant music that's built in this show, because you were such a huge part of that.
Music was a story device. It wasn't just filler. It was part of the show, part of the lifeblood of the show.
Absolutely.
Well, when you think about how it was used in our show, it was used to push the story.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Each time it was used to push the story.
Listen, one of my favorite moments is our Christmas episode where you turn around in falsetto and give it and we sang.
was glistening.
Yeah, this thing.
Do
It was beautiful and unexpected.
We did a lot of things that they weren't expecting. We all did. Just our timing. I think once we really felt safe with each other,
Yeah.
we were able to just be those characters. And it was really funny.
How quickly do you think we felt safe with each other?
Real early on. Like, maybe first month.
First 3 or 4 shows.
Yeah.
And that's right around the time you started singing falsetto. Like 3rd or 4th episode.
Okay.
All right, so let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. You
some
ready
clips?
to get into the music of Living Single?
Yeah, what car are we on?
Here?
We got
Let's do it.
We watch clips and we talk about them.
Uh-huh.
Let's do it.
Are we ready to get on with the music of Living Single?
They say, let's get it on.
It's time for the rewind, where we watch and relive Living Single with you.
Stay, little Valentine. Stay. Each day is Valentine's. Valentine's Day, babe. Bottle from first dance, bottle from first dance, bottle from band. Some bam dam doodle dance, the doodle dance, the doodle dance, dance,
Set us up, Kim. What did we just see?
What
here?
did we just see? Well, we
God.
just saw Magistry in action. Kyle bombs his first talent show performance, exposing cracks in his confident persona, but his comeback, a smooth, heartfelt rendition of My Funny Valentine, which catches everyone off guard, especially Maxine.
That's right. And that's Singing the Blues, season 2, episode 15, where you blew us away with that great performance. It was an iconic performance.
The day was really interesting because I felt a lot of pressure to make it work. Because that was the first time I kind of really sang on the show. And I felt, it wasn't working at first. It wasn't working.
What do you mean? It wasn't working?
It wasn't with the, I wasn't feeling it. We were going through it. It felt choppy. It didn't feel right. I got producers and people and network. Everybody's looking, going, you know, what are you doing?
It must have been without me because I don't remember it like that. You were just rehearsing and getting it together.
Yeah.
Right. And sort of feeling the
I
pressure.
think we ran it like maybe 2 or 3 times.
In front of the audience.
Yes.
It worked every single time, though.
Every single time.
Okay. Thank you.
No, I can assure you because I can actually tell you that that's 2 takes. And you will know why reason I know is because the first time I did the napkin and it came and they were like, oh God, you got to do it again. But I didn't have the napkin there on the lip the first time, so they cut it in.
They cut it. Okay, they cut it
because it was
together.
on one take and not the other. So
okay.
So I was trying to
I did
mimic.
not know that.
Yeah, that's a brilliant performance. All times, and you might have been more in your head, but each time it was stellar.
Oh well, thank you.
Each time it was Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
And it also just shows you how much of a perfectionist you are. Do you think so?
Oh, yeah, I think that's one of the things that stops me from doing stuff because I want it to be right. And I'm learning to have it be okay.
If that's your okay, thank you,
Listen,
Jesus.
I was going to say, your okay is better than most.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Once you had a story to tell about Max, you were fine. Suddenly, magic. You were freed up, and that
because your beauty was so stunning.
Well,
that green dress, you were up in that dress.
Well,
you were in the dress. Wasn't she in that dress? she was in that dress. Y'all know she was in that dress, wasn't she?
It was a time. My gosh.
It was beautiful. When you walked in, I was like, oh, okay.
Bless you.
That's what
I'm
we're
so
doing.
glad
That's
they
what we're
captured that on film because I was in that dress. I can't get in that dress now. It's all good. The scat was bomb. Could you really break down the elements of the scat for us, like Ryan Coogler did his breakdown of 70 millimeters? Break down the scat for us right now.
Down.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The scat.
It is about mimicking a musical instrument. So you hear a horn, you hear a trumpet. I do, it's a combination of horn and percussions. It's about 2 things. It was kind of a horn for me in my mind at the time, but it was about moving that story again to make you do what you did.
Right.
So to push it ahead again to get another moment out of it. And that happened naturally. It wasn't something I planned to do. But when I watched you, that's why I love working with you, because I can pick up what you lay down. I pick up.
You, as a scatter, and I don't know if other scatters do that too, are paying attention to what's going on in the room. And
it's a story.
It's a story.
And you're still telling the story even in the vocalese.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you. Bravo.
The scat.
You got me. You got
right.
me.
So our next clip, we're going to a Raise in Harlem, right? And that would be season 3, episode 21.
My honey, my honeysuckle rose.
Now, that's my favorite episode.
A Raise in Harlem.
Yeah.
That was a perfect showcase for your beautiful voice.
Thank you.
And your style, too.
Oh, your style. When you walk at the end of that episode off into this sepia tone with that white, long trench coat.
That's Ceci.
That was Ceci. We had her on the show and she talked about finding that and making sure that you had that look. So you said that this was your favorite episode.
And it was her favorite episode, too.
Yeah.
It felt like theater to me. It felt really like old-time theater to me because we were playing in that space. And Max's character being the boss lady, my favorite part, like I told you, was when the cops came and she was just confused. She was just going in circles.
I was waiting for them to stop me, actually. I knew. And
Why
it took
stop
them a
it? It
while.
was funny.
But I know, because, that whole, going back and forth. And it just feels funny in your body when you're doing that and you can't stop. Plus, the audience started to catch on. Lord have mercy. It was such a fun show to do.
It really was.
And we all looked beautiful. And what I love is it's talking about, the restoration and, trying to save the buildings
Yes.
of Harlem. And at the time, we all know that Harlem was getting ready to be gentrified. But at that time, it was, it was falling apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to come in and do something.
And bravo for this, because it also spoke, to Yvette Lee Bowser and the writers. It spoke to talking about our neighborhoods as if
History.
they should be preserved. They're not
Yes.
ghettos. They're not these things. There's American history there.
Absolutely.
And jazz.
Our history.
Our
Our
history.
history.
And
Our
jazz.
history.
Uniquely
Yeah.
ours.
Jazz is,
Us.
the
It's us.
bedrock.
So in this episode, Regine is facing off with the brilliant and beautiful CeCe Winans. And she winds up getting hoarse because she's rehearsing so much.
That's right.
And so she winds up not being able to sing the song at all after being the biggest diva in the world.
Right.
Can the church say amen?
Amen.
Thank you.
It's time for Oh Solo Mio, Season 4, Episode 16. More music, more music, more music. Enjoy.
Okay, let's take it from the solo. 1, 2, 1.
There's never been a time in my
Wait.
Excuse me. Sometimes it's easier to hear the key if someone sings it. There's never been a time in my life when he's let me fall. There's never been a time when he did not answer my call.
What was it like working with CeCe Winans?
Oh my goodness. First of all, again, starstruck. She was kind. She was loving and sweet and very what do you need me to do? It was just really nice working with her.
You're right, to have that type of beauty as well as the voice.
Yeah.
And then also the manner and the gracefulness
She's
of her.
very ladylike.
Yes.
It's soft.
Yes. She was very, very much a lady.
I'd like to say a little bit about Yvette Lee Bowser that I noticed even talking about this is that she would always put us in a context of religion. Those characters went to church.
Oh, they did, yeah.
Yeah, and
They did.
gospel music was a thing. So Yvette created her characters in the spiritual universe. I found out later that that's very closely aligned to who she is.
Okay.
I never really thought about it. Did you think about
No,
that?
not at all. Not at all.
Not until you just said it.
She's very spiritual.
Not until you just said it, yeah. But I used to direct a choir and when I was in high school. So to get a chance to be a choir director on TV was really a full circle moment for me.
Nice.
And I had fun.
You
They
seemed
were
to really,
really
you had
good.
command of that episode and command of that because you had done it already.
Whenever TC got those music episodes, didn't he seem like a different person? You really were on set.
There would be
Was that a
just-
good thing?
was a command.
It's a
Sort of
command,
just like
yeah.
now you're my world.
Oh.
Right. Welcome to my world.
Yeah, yeah.
Now that I see that you're such a perfectionist, or we say that like that's a bad thing, but you would really take command of this thing and protect it in a really powerful way.
What you do is, there's no words for.
And you bring all of you to all that you do.
Because you're a great comedian with your voice.
I got
and
to
your-
come on this show more often.
You do.
You know, because they bigging me up. Hey.
Yeah, okay, enough of that. Enough of that.
Okay.
You got it.
All
Okay,
right.
so
Moving
let's
on.
move on.
Never Can Say Goodbye, Season 4, Episode 24. Woo, we had a whole lot of music. Come on now.
Yes, that's Sinclair's and Overton's wedding, and Kyle and Khadijah do a duet, and it's amazing.
Cause you bring out the best in me. For the rest of
And how was it to sing with Dana?
Again, nervous.
What?
Yeah, it's Queen Latifah.
But you have been
Amazing.
working with her. By
It's
this time, it's 4
Queen
episodes.
Yes, it's
Latifah.
season 4.
It's season
Queen
4.
Latifah,
Okay.
y'all.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Queen Latifah.
Okay.
Enough said.
And it's Kyle Bowser's song.
That's right.
So the
I Commit to You
Yes.
Right.
was written by real life Kyle Bowser. That's
Yeah.
Yvette Lee
That-
Bowser's husband. And it just shows you that talent is in the Bowser DNA.
Mhm. And so you prepare this, and did you and Dana rehearse a lot?
Not a lot, but we, did enough to figure out the harmony, and
Mhm.
yeah, it was kind of quick
When did you release the nervousness? When did it release for you?
when we were done.
Amazing.
We were done.
I mean, by the way, I actually think that song should be a hit. I wish it could be re-released and someone sing it because it's a great wedding song,
Mm,
but it's
It
also
is.
a great declaration of love.
yeah.
And by the way, I just want to say something that T.C. Carson sang at my wedding.
I did.
You and my best friend Shawana Kemp.
Oh.
It was a beautiful wedding, and
It really was.
I was always grateful.
Oh, I was glad to be there. I sang at your wedding too.
You did.
I sure did.
Wow,
Sang at my
the wedding singer.
You sang at my second wedding.
And neither one of them are still married to those people.
So obviously you are
Damn.
bad luck. You are not a rabbit's foot.
Well, I guess not. Shit.
No.
You see how we are
in
in
it.
each other's lives? We are
Yeah.
really in each other's lives.
Yeah, she was my maid of honor. I was her maid of honor.
Mm-hmm.
And I love saying that neither one of us are married to them bros.
No.
But you remain forever and forever.
How beautiful. Okay,
Okay, we've got
let's
another
keep
song.
going. Season 5, episode 6, Up the Ladder Through the Roof.
Tell him that you're never gonna leave him. Tell him that you're always gonna love him. Tell him right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
okay.
this episode turned out to be a Fran favorite, of course, and we're proud of this work. But it was a difficult week for work. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied just thinking about it because it really was a difficult week for us because it was the season 5 episode, and TC, you weren't there.
Oh.
Yeah. And we were under pressure. We were really under pressure. But underneath it all, we probably were disoriented
Oh.
because every episode with music you had always helped carry. And I think looking back, it wasn't just that it was a heavy week to record and do all of these things that, learn the steps and get fitted, in 4 days or whatever. But we didn't have our musical sort of
Center.
muse with us. And everyone was miserable.
And you said this, Erica, one time, and I want to give you credit. We were grieving. And we didn't know that we were grieving. You just got to keep pushing forward to get the episode done. And we were and it was hard to talk about. And then we have
So,
you here to talk
What's your
about
thoughts on that?
Yeah, it was an interesting time to watch what I thought I had be taken away. And not just the show, but the aftermath, like the being blackballed and all of that crap. But when I watch you guys, it still makes me smile and laugh. That episode made me crack up. Again, it's comedy.
it.
It's what you all do best. And I couldn't tell that it was a hard episode for you all. It looks like you were having fun. It looked like you guys were having. So it's a testament, like you say, to the work. Because it
is.
looks like you were having fun. When I see the music episodes, I feel a little thing. I do. But the show allowed me to put my music in front of a wide audience that I never would have been able to do before. It allowed me to showcase my talents in spaces that I would never be able to do. So for that, I am eternally grateful to you and Yvette Lee Bowser, all you all.
I missed you.
Oh,
You were my comedy partner.
yes,
And so doing things without you was weird.
yeah.
Because I actually didn't even know how to be Max without you. Like it's part of the architecture of Max exists inside of a conversation and a duel with a man named T.C. Carson, who's playing Kyle. And it was like somebody might have just like take your twin, rip your soul out of you, and then say, go. And more importantly, as my comedy partner, like Fred Astaire needs his ginger, I just want to let you know that you are the best partner, comedy partner I could ever have. And the fact that we are star-crossed in November 19th.
Oh, it's too many things.
It's too many things.
It's too many
So
similarities.
I just want to let you know, thank you for being that partner for me. And more importantly, our love and our brother. Is you are outstanding and you continue to be.
I wanted to say something too. You said that we didn't talk about it. We talked about it personally. You've talked about it publicly. We've each had our moments with it, but we've never had it in, this in this kind of forum where we get to air it out. And we've talked about the moment that the call came through that, oh, he's not coming back. Like, what do you mean he's not? Like, what? And that it's done and that's it. And I didn't know that we would even have the power to change it because I was told that's it. It's done. Nothing that can be done. And we've talked since then, and I hope that you know that I apologize for any way that I couldn't have used my voice to make a change.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you guys. Come on. I because I understood why they did what they did, I did not want anybody else to lose their job fighting for me. That doesn't make any sense to me. We don't have the show canceled because y'all fighting for me? No. Go on.
Well, just for the record, I did ask to leave. I said, me. Make it me. It's a fact. And I was told, no, they're not going to let you go. And it's not the first time I'd asked. So, by the way, it wasn't just for that. I had my own reasons. And I also need to say, and I think we do need to clear it up, that Yvette Lee Bowser is not what we're talking about here.
No, not at all.
We're not.
Not at all.
It's important to say, but it is important to sort of say that, and I need to go on record, that I tried. And
well, I appreciate
all I
it,
could do
baby.
was,
I really, really appreciate
give a conversation to the network and whatever, and say something. Because I just want people to know that you didn't just leave. There was a huge void. And I think that left a lot of us paralyzed. We're still very young and not knowing how the industry works, or, you can feel like you don't have power. But I tried to use the power I have, which was like, let it be me. And it wasn't going to happen. The point is, I don't want you to think that we just...
I never thought that.
Good.
Think about it. We had more power than most casts. When we had our table reads and we talked afterwards and we
asked for certain things to be
Yvette
changed.
Lee Bowser made sure that we had that conversation and she kept it open. That's true.
Yeah. And a lot of those, and since then, I don't think they let them do that as much.
Probably not. No. But they should, because
it makes for a better show.
Yeah.
But again, I want to get past it.
Indeed.
Yes, like, okay, yeah, been there, we've done it, we talked about it, yeah, okay, cool. Everybody got their clicks? All right, let's go. Because we're all doing so many other things. I mean, you're doing wonderful film work. You got 15 jobs. Always, always working, always working, always.
I know you've witnessed that up close.
Working. Oh, yeah.
And you're setting the world on fire. Not only with your voice, you're directing, you're doing all this wonderful work. You have a beautiful, amazing sort of fresh wind at your back.
There's a lot going on right now.
I love it. And so listen, let's talk a little bit about the projects that you're in. You've had lately a Wesley Christmas, She, the People, fantastic in that. Shout out to great Terry Vaughn.
Yes. One of her early acting gigs was on our show.
That's right. And we needed to shout her out. She was actually in When We Go to the Club with Goldie.
She was, wasn't she?
Exactly.
She was, right?
And so, no diss, because that
family
woman has been wonderful for a long time. I just need to say real quick, your voice is one of the most beautiful things on earth.
And identifiable and iconic.
Anywhere.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate it.
I have to say, I went to Comic-Cons with you because I did a comic book called Concrete Park, and I was walking through Comic-Con with you, and these people would lay prostrate in front of you like this. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy, and be on all the. And I said, what's going on? And TC would be like, thank you, like some Pasha. I did not know how
Some Pasha.
it was. I didn't know how big God of War was.
I did what had to be done. What is the meaning of this?
You know what? I didn't either
Wow,
until this year when we had the anniversary. I think it's 20 years.
20
And
years.
I went to Sony. But when I walked through the halls of that building, people were like, oh my God, he's here. He's here. I was like, who?
Nice.
Who's here?
The God of War.
So it's humbling.
Mhm.
It's humbling to know that something you've done has touched so many different lives. And when we do the Comic-Cons, a lot of the young people are kind of on the spectrum. And their parents come to me and they say, this game helped them. This
Oh,
game helped them focus. It helped them calm them down. So I didn't think that video games had that kind of effect on people. But going to these Comic-Cons, I realized they do.
Mm.
They do really help.
Mhm,
Well, that's
you.
fantastic.
And directing, you're directing now.
That's right.
Come on now.
Yeah, I just finished my first one. It's called The Love Doctor, but it comes out November 1st, and I'm nervous but excited about that.
What do you love about directing compared to acting or singing?
Telling
Telling people what to do?
Yeah, basically.
Control.
But is there something that you bring from those other disciplines to
Oh,
directing?
absolutely, absolutely. It was really nice to be able to sit and have conversations with actors and find out what they were thinking about, and not tell them, but to guide them
Mhm.
where I
Yes.
wanted them to go. And I enjoyed it. It was like Mickey and Judy, let's make a movie. So we did it. I was doing everything, set design, everything.
All of it. Okay.
I love it.
And I'm very pleased for my first effort.
We
Bravo.
will support you. We will support you and tell the people to watch and
Yeah.
enjoy. I also want to, selfishly or unselfishly, one of the reasons why I say I missed you is the kindness and the protection.
Oh my
And we're going to
God.
talk about this more, that you gave on us. You never once gave us anything other than you're beautiful, and you gave us love, and you treated us like, you say that we were the sisters that you didn't have, but you treated us like you were a big brother.
Yeah, you always
And
give us our flowers,
always.
literally and figuratively.
Yeah. So thank you for that. Thank you always. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you for
I
that.
love y'all. I love y'all. I mean, and it was fun.
Mm.
It was fun on the ranch. I'm glad. I understand that being on the big lot would have given us more things,
Mhm.
but on the ranch we just got to be.
It's
Right. They kind of
true.
left us alone.
They left us
We were
alone,
free
yeah.
ranch actors.
Free
range,
free
range. Free range actors on the ranch.
People need to
Yeah.
know
Were.
this was a dusty, rusty lot with a bunch of feral cats,
Yeah.
and our trailers in the middle, like sort of set up like the OK Corral, just lined up. And we would go to our trailers and get ourselves ready for the day, and then go out on the set and make magic.
Mhm.
And someone would help me decorate my trailer every year.
We were there.
We were there.
We were there.
We were there. We were there a
for-
lot. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like hours and hours. They don't. We always talk about how brutal that schedule is. It was brutal.
Mhm.
You know, I'm glad also we got a chance to talk about this together, because that's one thing that hadn't happened.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, again, I never wanted you all to suffer anything from what I did.
Or what you didn't do.
Or what you didn't do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yes.
Well,
You healed that beautifully, TC. There's a lot of folks
Thank you.
for whom that would have been the last mark, on their resume. And then I left Living Single, and then we would never hear from again. And you were upset, and you were angry, and you were all the emotions that you can describe for us. And I remember the day that I felt that it had been healed, it had been whole, and it had been, put somewhere.
when was that?
I just witnessed you talking. You couldn't sit here right now and talk about it in this way if you weren't healed and whole. It feels to me as if you are.
Oh yeah. Again, not to be arrogant or anything, but I do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And so if one thing is not working, you go and do something else.
Mhm.
And so that worked until it wasn't working anymore.
Mhm.
So it was time to go do something else.
Do you feel healed and whole?
Yeah,
Mostly, yeah,
I do. I do. Again, I look back on it, and all I remember are the really fun times we had.
Times we laughed.
You know, the laughter, the joy,
Mm-hmm.
the comfort
Mm-hmm.
that we had with each other on stage.
It was joy. It was black joy.
Oh, my
Yeah, we had
gosh.
Black boy
we
joy,
had
black girl
so much
joy.
fun.
We had a ball.
We did.
And the
Ellen-
birthday trips.
Ellen Gittleson always said that remember this time with love.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And she was right. She said, it's going to pass so fast, everybody. Remember, this is the best of times, she'd say.
And it was. It
was.
was.
Hey, summer's the season to do it all. Home projects, self-care, and fun in the sun. The last thing you want to be is stuck meal planning and waiting in line at the grocery store. That's why I love HelloFresh, the #1 meal kit as voted by USA Today's readers.
You know, I'm a picky eater, and Erica's gluten-free, and we both found meals that we're excited about. Now, I'm dying to try the coconut shrimp and cabbage curry, and Erica's all about the Italian chicken lettuce wraps and the vegan sweet and savory tofu bowl. Now, I'm picky, but HelloFresh has that much variety.
HelloFresh delivers fresh ingredients and step-by-step recipes right to your door, making it easy to cook quick, delicious meals.
Choose from 60+ recipes each week, from breakfast to snacks. High-quality ingredients, easy prep, and flexibility to skip or pause anytime. It's summer made simple.
Make your summer enjoyable and delicious by signing up for HelloFresh at HelloFresh.com/single10FM and get 10 free meals with a free item for life.
That's HelloFresh.com/single10FM for 10 free meals and a free item in every box.
HelloFresh.com/single10FM. One per box with an active subscription. Free meals are applied as a discount on the first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan.
This is The Reverb, our time to reflect on the episode's themes and how they still echo throughout the culture. So let's talk about why the music mattered on our show.
You know, Living Single is inside of a greater 1990s musical landscape and movement. Public Enemy, Tribe Called Quest.
Ooh,
I love Tribe
Award
Called
tour.
Quest.
Come on, Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah, UNITY.
That's a unity.
That's
That's
the
a
show.
unity.
And we had Tupac, come on.
Come on,
It was a big deal.
And then
I did a movie with Tupac.
Oh,
You did?
Gang related, yeah.
That's the name of the movie.
Uh-huh,
Gang
that's
related.
gang
Oh,
related.
Lord.
I thought
Was it gang
I
related?
thought that was a statement, but it's also the title.
What was that like? What was it like working with him?
Yeah.
I didn't have a scene with him, but I had a lot of conversations with him.
Mm.
He was really not what I thought he was going to be.
What'd you think he
What
was
did you think he was going to be?
Hard and, you know, like his rap.
Yeah.
Very, like, we talked political stuff. We talked black stuff. It
look
was
at who
like,
his mother is. So there
yeah,
you
it was
have
like
yeah.
really great
Shakur.
conversation. Afterwards, I told him, I said, dude, I'm really impressed. Thank you. And if you listen to the lyrics, it's not just mumble. It's like, it's storytelling. It's pushing you forward. It's telling you about pain. It's telling you how to survive through things.
And that's not the image they were putting out at that time.
But that wasn't selling.
Let's talk about black love and friendship because inside his music, we
What's
talk.
love?
Yeah, we're still, yeah.
New Edition and Boys to Men and Tony Braxton. Come on.
Oh my gosh. I was in the Tony Braxton video.
You
With
were?
Vivica Fox, me, Tony Braxton, and Tisha Campbell.
Really?
Yes.
I have to look for
You're
that.
making me high.
Don't do it.
Heart
Okay, can I?
You want a moment?
I need a moment. Can you give me a Alanis Morissette, please?
I told you I used to do Alanis.
Okay.
I want you to know that I'm happy for you.
Uh-huh.
I wish nothing but the best
Uh-huh.
for you both. Here goes. Another virgin like me, should she perverted like me? Will she go down on you in a theater?
Well,
Does she speak eloquently?
Uh-huh.
And will she have your baby?
Uh-huh.
I bet she'd make a really excellent mother.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alanis Morissette.
I
She used to do that on the
I used
set.
to do. Wait a minute. and
Jump on the
yeah,
table though.
I got to keep
Jump
going.
on-
You gotta keep going. Keep
No,
going.
I know. Amber's gonna die. Let's go.
This is so good. And now it's time to talk about our all-star lineup, all the musical guest stars who came through Living Single. So
Absolutely.
who do we have? We had Heavy D.
Yes, you did. You had Gladys Knight.
Yo,
Yeah,
come on.
Oh, listen. I asked Gladys Knight. At the time, I was having polyps on my vocal cords,
Mhm.
and the vocal coach I was working with, I had a vocal coach. Yes, said ask Gladys what she does to warm up, and I asked her, and she said, "Oh, I don't even need to warm up. Girl, I don't warm up. So I don't think I warm up at all." I was like, "Oh man, I'm trying to get it from the best. Nothing."
You know what? She's the best.
Yes, she
That's
is.
Gladys.
She is.
Yes.
We had Naughty by Nature.
Come on.
To this
Uh-huh.
day, people
Tretch, yeah.
right? People still want to know what Tretch whispered in your ear.
Yes. And I can tell you that he didn't whisper anything in my ear. He mumbled nothing in my ear. And I'm so glad because he was married to Pepper.
Okay,
And I don't
good.
need no Pepper coming to me.
No, you do
talking
not.
about
You do not.
what he mumbled.
And
Okay.
Eartha Kitt. Okay,
Eartha
Eartha
Okay,
Kitt.
Kitt.
so wait a minute.
Let's
So
have
Mom, we
Eartha
gotta
Kitt.
talk
by the
about
way,
Mommy.
First, I have to say that the great Eartha Kitt came on our show.
Yes, she did.
Not only does this woman come, she was wearing what?
Well, I always say that she came to work wearing a little tracksuit,
Uh-huh.
a turban, and 2 sets of like wrist weights and ankle weights.
You
and when I
got- you
asked
gotta do
her
it.
why, Miss Kitt, may I ask you why you were wearing wrist weights and ankle weights? And she said, that way I'm always exercising. Even if I'm just walking, I'm exercising. Oh, yes, I forgot. And 2 sets of lashes. Bam.
Yes.
Turban.
Yes.
Skin for days. I was
Yes.
like, oh, we're in for a treat this week. And
Fabulous.
we
And about what? Tiny, like what?
Tiny.
4'7" or something.
were. And barely talked to the women. She wasn't rude,
No.
but she really loved on John and TC. Hello, hello. And I was like, good morning, but hello, good morning, TC.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
you got to talk about
And TC treated her like,
like the goddess
the-
that she
oh,
is.
Because she is.
She is.
She was. She was.
I
How
mean,
was that
two-
week
Yeah,
working with her?
I really enjoyed it. It was, again, nervous, really. Icon,
Yes, of course, that makes
icon.
sense.
And I remember when we were taping and we were rehearsing it and I was playing it. That was the first, I was singing, playing, and acting at the same time. I had never done that because I don't really play the piano. But I learned to play this song just for that. And so I was playing it and she said, well, can you do so can you? I was like, Mommy, I'm acting, I'm singing, and I'm trying to play this song. But if you give me a minute, I can figure it out. Just give me a moment. She said, darling, have your moment. And she walked
Darling,
away.
have
She
your
walked
moment.
up, darling,
Have
have
your
your
moment.
And she walked away, and then she came back, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. She was a lot of fun to work with, and I had seen her several times after that. After that, I went to go see her perform at the Carlisle and other places, and she was always so gracious. She met my mom,
Mm.
all
Oh,
of
wow.
that. Yeah,
But you wanted to do something to commemorate it and do something special for her
You-
after the
yeah.
show.
We made gumbo. I made
threw a
gumbo.
party.
You
I
threw a party for her at your apartment.
I did. And the next morning, I got up and I was cleaning up, and I looked around and I saw all these Lee press-on nails in the ashtray and in the thing, right? And I went to work the next day and I said, did you, Lee? She said, oh, darling, I could not do the gumbo with the nails. I couldn't get into the crab. So she had popped the nails off so she could get into that gumbo in the crab. And then she took she reached over to wipe her hands, and
in her mouth.
And it was on the brother's tie.
Somebody's tie.
He was sitting right next to her,
She
and
cleaned her
Well,
face
he had
with
taken
that
off the
tie.
tie and,
And
left
put
it
it on
on
the-
the side. And you had so many beautiful fabrics
Yeah.
on your table.
She thought that tie was a
she thought it was a
handkerchief.
napkin.
She
She thought it
wiped
was a napkin.
and left it there.
and left it there. But you have to tell the story because he kind of skipped over it.
Okay.
When we went over there to eat,
Eartha Kitt came to the party. So first of all, she made sure we were all going to be there. So during rehearsal at that day, she said, "Are you going to the party at TC's?" I was like, "Yes, I'm going to be there." And then "Are you going to be at the party at TC?" See, she wanted to make sure that everyone was going to be
but
at
she
the
was also
party.
calling him BC.
BC and TW.
And TW.
KF.
KF.
She just was like,
Whatever your name is.
Whatever
Two
your name
letters,
was.
two
Yes.
letters.
So yes,
RLs.
we're going to be there. She came to the party. She showed up with 2 men.
She
One
did.
that she spoke to in French the
Yeah.
entire night,
Yeah.
and one that she spoke to in Spanish the entire night. Never mind that they both spoke English.
Yes.
So, au revoir.
Two young things.
I was like, and so I asked her, because I need to know, Miss Kit, how many languages do you speak? And she said, I speak all of them. All of them. So she came continental. They both spoke English though, because I was like, oh, hello, coming, thank you for coming. They're like, I speak English. But she spoke in French to the French one and in Spanish to the Spanish one.
And
she
they
said,
flanked her on
the-
both
night,
sides.
the whole night.
That's how I'm going to go.
Sexy.
What?
Yeah.
I'm looking for those two men now.
One in French, one French, one
well,
Spanish.
maybe Turkish.
Okay,
Go
yeah,
with,
yes.
Arabic. Like,
Yeah,
kick it
look,
up a notch.
You got to learn those languages though.
No, I'm not. But
The
you know
whole
what?
point is to be authentic.
I know. But that's authentic to me.
Okay,
It's
very
not to
good.
know
Okay,
those
do
languages.
you?
Let's do it.
And she reveled in how much we were loving on her, and ate that gumbo. Pop, 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 pop. Didn't you save them and put them in a dish?
Yeah.
They're in her frame with her picture.
Oh,
In her frame with her picture, yeah.
that's amazing. Okay.
Okay.
So, well, you know what? We came up in the golden age for music, for Black people, Black genius. It's always at the center of that universe. And the American Songbook, it exists. It exists because Black people, again, African Americans, the greatest cultural workers, the greatest cultural makers in world history. And that means pain, suffering, joy, unmatched
Creativity.
please.
Creativity.
Yeah, but we need to understand that. It's not about somebody else holding our history, holding our culture. It's about us doing that. It's about our young people understanding that. It's about the oral tradition. They can get rid of the books. We can still tell the stories.
Come on.
We can still sing
Come
the
on.
songs.
That's a bar.
But what are we doing?
Well, we're honored to be part of that legacy. And that's what
Yeah.
this show, Reliving Single, was about, to talk about
Absolutely.
that legacy, obviously, because we weren't alone. There were people like New York Undercover,
Yes.
Martin,
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Moesha.
there you
Moesha.
Mhm.
go, Soul Food series,
Mm-hmm.
In Living Color. That's
Been there.
In
Yes.
living color.
Yes,
Been there.
In Living
But
Color.
we first saw
You.
I was
Brilliantly.
Yes, you were.
Yes.
Hilarious.
there. Bless you. Thank
yes.
you.
Always.
All these amazing shows. They were the mixtape of the Black imagination. And to quote the RZA, who I worked with on the Wu-Tang, he says, the biggest nation in the world is the imagination. Come on.
Come on.
through.
Let's
Come
do
through.
this.
Come through.
Let's do it. True Blue. Sure. Okay. Hey, it's time for True Blue. That's a segment where we hear from our friends. Yeah. So what is it, Amber? What's going on?
All right. So we have a lot of people who have asked this question. I'm not going to say who all the names are, but thank you for asking this question. But we've noticed that TC did not have any parents that were shown
Yes, it's true.
on the show. So TC, Kim, Erica, if you could cast TC's parents, who would they be?
Oh my gosh, that's such a great question. TC, does anyone pop up in your mind like right away? Who would they cast as your parents if they could? Since you don't have
Diane
any.
Carroll.
Yes, please.
Boom, right? I really would love to see Lena Horne as your mother.
Oh, Lena Horne and Ben Vereen.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Very good.
And
Very
Ben
good.
Vereen.
Very good. Very good. For the voice, Roscoe Lee Brown.
That's what I was thinking about.
I knew
Thank
it.
you.
I knew it. I
Thank
knew
you.
it. Roscoe
Thank
Lee Brown.
you. That's
He
what I
would
was
have given
thinking
you
of.
that.
Him and
And
Diane Carroll
Diane-
together.
ooh,
Yeah.
Listen.
Perfect.
Is there another?
Mhm.
That's it for me. I
That
don't
would have
know.
been great.
Mhm.
Well done. That's a match.
All right. And then our second question, this comes from Brea. I binge watch TV a lot. And I wanted to know how Erica and TC felt about reprising their role as Max and Kyle on the show Half and Half.
You know what? It was lovely. That's a wonderful show. I love the cast,
Mhm.
and we're fine to do it. But you could see my hesitation of wanting to do the character because I refused to wear. By that time, it was a wig of Maxie Shaw, and so you see me in straight hair. I was like, I'm coming in like Erica, but as Max, which was hard because she's so identified with the braids
Right.
that I really didn't know how to play her without it. And so it felt wrong.
Why did you refuse the braids then? If that would have given you the identity that you wanted.
But I didn't want to identify with it anymore.
Ah, got it.
I wanted to let it go. And so I wasn't doing, and it's because of how our show ended too, to be honest with you. It wasn't a clean break. It was, I was at odds with it. But yes, so that's why I was like, I'll do that, but I will not put on the braids.
I will not wear the hair.
I will not wear the hair.
I won't wear the hair. Now,
That was a good thing.
if we were doing an update for us, I would love to see what our daughter would be.
But you know what? I mean, that would be nice. I'd always hoped that was a dream sequence and that we didn't have a daughter, that we actually had a son who was a real, kind of like a stoner. And neither one of us wanted to claim him. And he's
your child.
No, but he's taken us on divorce court or like on court, and he's brought us in and that would be crazy.
Why couldn't the daughter
That's
do
a
that?
short.
Dun, dun,
We should do a short. Let's do a short.
We should.
That'll be hilarious.
But have this stoner dude just be like, and I'm like, that would be great.
Well, that's our show. Thank you
our
all
show.
for tuning in.
Yes.
Thank you for the True Blue questions. Keep them
Please.
going. Keep them coming. Please keep watching us at Reliving Single Podcast on all the places you find your podcast. And
Apple,
of course,
Spotify,
Yeah.
YouTube, all these
Yeah, all
places.
the places.
Yes.
and we'll tell you where to send your video submissions to Reliving Single Podcast at heartbeat.com. We would love to hear your questions and we'd love to answer them as you see.
You know I love you guys, right? And back in the day, there was a little flower shop that I would pass on the way to the studio. And every once in a while, I would get you guys flowers, right?
Yes.
A lot.
Well,
I
you
loved
know.
it.
Just like the good old days. Oh, TC, thank you. Oh,
Come on.
this is like home.
We don't deserve you.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah,
Yes, we do deserve you.
Thank
I love
you,
you
TC.
both.
How about
Love you
that?
Literally
This is-
giving us our flowers.
I love it. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You're welcome. Love you both.
Such
Love
a
you
beautiful
too.
That's a
gentleman.
great show.
Thank you for being
Make
here.
sure you tell everybody to watch. Everybody needs to watch the show.
Thank you, bye. Reliving Single is hosted by me, Erica Alexander.
And me, Kim Coles.
Reliving Single is a production of Heartbeat in association with Color Farm Media.
Executive produced by Kevin Hart, Jeff Clanagan, Eric Eddings, Leslie Guam, Erica Alexander, and Ben Arnand.
The show is produced by Kim Coles.
Amber Watson is our senior producer.
Our associate producer is Kenny Jackson.
Our video editor is Nee Kirschman.
Our sound engineers are Eric Hicks and Cedric Wilson.
Production supervision by Razak Boykin and Brett Calkins.
Additional production support from Alex Atkins and Z Taylor.
Special thanks to BK Augustine and Dr. E.J. Johnson.